Hello and welcome to Audiobook Connection, behind the scenes with the creative teams. I'm Becky Parker Geist and I'm your host. Audiobook Connection is your place to learn about the audiobook creative process and for authors to learn valuable tips on producing and marketing your audiobooks. This podcast is sponsored by Pro Audio Voices, helping great stories come alive through audiobook production and marketing. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Today, we're going to do the third in our series on the Audiobook Marketing Program. The topic for today is weekly tasks. This will probably be a short episode, but there are some important, valuable points that I would like to make in relation to this aspect of the program. In our audiobook marketing program, we have what we call marketing memos, and they are weekly emails that go out to each person who is in that program to give them a short but very specific task that they're going to take on that week. One of the things about marketing is that it takes consistent energy and effort. So even if you don't have a lot of time each week to devote to your marketing, if you consistently make a promise to yourself that at least once a week you will do some task that will move your marketing forward, then you are that much further ahead in the game. These tasks don't need to take a lot of time. You can select items that are going to be very short. It might be that you're going to do a social media post. It might be that you're going to do something like create a video, which would take a longer amount of time. The main point is that each week you want to set yourself some task. Now, depending on what your life is like, the rest of your life, then you may want to set aside a specific time each week. Put it on your calendar and devote that time to your marketing. If you have created a marketing blueprint or a marketing plan, as we discussed in the first episode in this series, episode 52, then you're going to have already mapped out where you're headed. You know where you're going, and that will help dictate what steps you're going to take to get there. Just as with GPS or any map, if you know where you're going, then you're going to chart a course to get there. That's what we're talking about here. It's not only just like the first part, yes, is the selection of your destination, setting your goals, but it's also that charting of the course. What roads are you going to take to get there? And there are always many different options. So really, you're going to choose the roads that feel like the most enjoyable to you so that you can enjoy the journey as you go. One of the tools that you can use to help you in this process, this step-by-step selecting the roads, if you will, process, is a calendar that you may use, either a spreadsheet, that's a very easy way to handle this kind of information, or a regular calendar. You want to use that to make note of what things you're going to do step by step to get you to your goal. For example, you may have identified that you're going to be working in Facebook as one of your primary social media platforms in your marketing program. In that case, you would want to make sure that your Facebook page or pages or groups or profile are set up to best help you achieve those goals. In Facebook, as an example, there are many different settings, including things like which tabs are going to show for people who come to visit your page, and whether you have a business page or you're using your personal profile, whether you're going to use ads, and if so, how are you going to strategize those ads? It would also include what kind of content you're going to post and how frequently. And to support those posts, what kind of assets do you need to have in your media library in order to be able to accomplish the weekly tasks that you set yourself so that you can do it easily and painlessly. Remember that painless marketing is more likely to get done. You certainly don't want to be causing yourself pain and discomfort. What you do want to do, and this is very tightly related to the marketing blueprint or marketing plan that you set yourself, is to select the things, the directions, the roads that are going to be most enjoyable to you, that you're going to have fun with. If you have fun with your marketing, you're going to want to do it. If you think of it as a chore or something that, I have to do it, but I don't really want to, chances are you may not get around to it. So coming back to what this calendar or this Excel sheet might look like, you'll want to identify the dates that you're planning to do things, right? You can do that if it's a spreadsheet, you can do that in the first column. When are you going to do the things? You might then use the next column might be theme. For example, in Jim Wetton's books from the Monroe Family series, where it's a historical fiction series, and one of the books, Lizzie, specifically deals with the theme of suffrage, of women's voting rights. While it also has other themes, that could be one potential theme to consider for your posting calendar. The next column you might consider would be format. Are you going to do a video post or a visual post where you're going to need some kind of image, maybe with text in it? Who knows? Or it could be text, like a blog post. So figuring out what kind of post, even if you don't know what the exact post is going to be, you're just mapping out some parameters for yourself, both so that you can see that you have an overall cohesive plan that is moving you forward, and also will make it easier when you get to that day to know what you want to do. If you have ideas at the moment for some visual that you would like to include, you might note that in your calendar so you know where to go, so you don't have to come up with the idea again. All you need to do is to follow the notes that you've already made. You might then have a column for creative notes. These might just be things that you've thought of that you'd like to explore a little further. It may be an idea you have about how to creatively put some different pieces together. In any case, you may just want to create a column for that, and you may have notes in there or you may not, but it will at least give you a place to drop things in when you have ideas for that. The next column you might use might be caption. If you're doing some kind of image post, then including a caption could be valuable. Again, if you don't know yet what this particular post is going to be, you can add this information later or decide it in the moment. A really important column to include, and you might want to even move this more to the front or to the earlier columns in your sheet, is the call to action. We always want to give a call to action. What would you like people to do in response to seeing or reading your post? And then as a final column, you might include results. This would be something that you would not fill in advance, but that you could add to if you are noting either through analytics or just viewing, like how many comments did I get on this post? How much engagement did I get? This kind of information can be helpful if you have it, to then go back and get a feel for, what worked really well and what didn't work so well, so that then you can lean into more of the kinds of things that did work well and away from the things that didn't. It can help steer your marketing as you go forward. Let's take a short pause and come right back.
Looking for a way to get some direction and help with building your author platform and marketing your books and audiobooks? Pro Audio Voices created the Audiobook Marketing Program to help authors like yourself get the support they need at an affordable rate. We work with you to bring your goals together with our marketing expertise to create a customized blueprint, the tools and materials to build your platform, step-by-step instructions, and the team to help you all along the way. For more information, visit proaudiovoices.com and click on Audiobook Marketing Program. Pro Audio Voices, helping great stories come alive through audiobook production and marketing.
In the first part of this episode, I covered mostly things that were related to social media posting in terms of your weekly tasks. But certainly there will be other things, different types of tasks that will be important in moving you toward your goal or goals. Some examples might be dedicating time to work on improving your website. That can include looking at the content on your website, but also the format. How does it look? Do you have enough images? Are your title tags or your titles of different posts and on pages, are they using keywords that are appropriate to the work that you're doing and the platform that you're building? You may want to include things like making sure that your Author Central profile is updated, making sure that your Goodreads author profile is also updated. Posting videos on those two platforms, Author Central and Goodreads, are important things to do on a moderately consistent basis. There are literally billions of clicks to Author Central author profiles. Giving yours some love will pay off. Making sure that you have video, that if you have a blog, that you've connected it with your Author Central profile. These are really important things that you don't want to overlook and should be part of your overall plan. Putting them into your weekly tasks, which is basically all about scheduling, is the way to get them done. One other area of tasks that I would like to cover in this is making sure that you, on a regular basis, are connecting with other people. It's not all about you putting information out. It is mostly about building relationships, whether through social media or other kinds of networking. Social media gives us a much bigger reach, a bigger potential reach, as we're building our author platforms, which is why so much attention is put there. But remember that, again, is not about just putting stuff out there and asking people to please buy your stuff. It really is about building those connections, answering other people's questions, supporting them in their goals. I would encourage you to go to find authors on YouTube channels, for example. Find their book trailers in genres that are of interest to you. Watch them, comment, support them, and then you can more easily invite them to support you. Let them know about what you're up to. And you can start to build relationships that will increase your influence by helping others. Then you also get helped. And to wrap this up, I just want to reiterate that the consistent action, taking marketing steps on a consistent basis, whether it's weekly or if you want to be more active than every day or every few days, in any case, I highly, highly recommend that you schedule on your calendar the time that you can devote. Occasionally, you may want to have a longer session scheduled so that you can do some of the larger tasks that may be a part of your marketing blueprint. Those might include reviewing a page on your website, for example, and making sure that it's the best that it can be. Marketing is an ongoing journey, so making it fun and comfortable and manageable is an important part of the process. If you have questions or would like to find out more about the audiobook marketing program that we offer at Pro Audio Voices, please reach out to us at proaudiovoices.com. Thanks again for joining me today. Thanks for joining us for Audiobook Connection, behind the scenes with the creative teams. Please take a moment to subscribe at audiobookconnection.com. The podcast is sponsored by Pro Audio Voices, helping great stories come alive through audiobook production and marketing. Learn more at proaudiovoices.com. Again, thanks for being with us, and please join us next week.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.